Welcome to the Diversity Connector podcast, where we explore the rich tapestry of human experiences. I'm your host, Gertrude Mache, and I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the country on which we meet today. I would also like to pay my respects to elders, past, present, and emerging, and together as we dive into conversations that bridge cultures, challenge stereotypes, and celebrate the unique perspectives each of us brings to the table. Each episode is a journey through stories and insights from a kaleidoscope of voices, each sharing their colorful narrative. Whether you're at home, on the go, or just anywhere in between, you're now part of a community that values understanding, inclusivity, and the beauty of diversity. So plug in your headphones, get comfortable, and let's connect through the power of our shared stories. Welcome, and thank you for joining us on the Diversity Connector podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Diversity Connector. This is Gertrude Mache here in beautiful Melbourne, Australia. And today I am graced with the presence of yet another fascinating woman. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our tribe. Please tell everybody your full name, where you're based, and share your story with us today.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for inviting me. My name is Raffaella Scalisi. I am based in Torino, in the north of Italy, and I would like to talk about my story in the field of territorial development, urban policies, and social impact initiatives. I have a background education in communication sciences, and by chance, because I was working on new technology and new media at the university, but by chance I started to work back in 1998 for the mayor of Torino. I was quite young, and I had this opportunity to work in the communication office of the mayor, and this was such an outstanding and enriching experience, because when you work for the municipality and for the mayor, you have the possibility to see everything is going on in the city, within the cities, all the dynamics, what are the barriers for development, and what are the opportunities to improve the quality of life of citizens. And after 5 years in the communication office, I started working as executive managers in the public sector in the north of Italy. And I have been for 20 years an executive manager in several public bodies, always on the territorial marketing, international relations, and in general in the activities connected to the urban development. I worked for the city of Torino again for 10 years as international relations manager. Then I moved to the city of Milan. I work for the Piedmont region, which is another administrative body at the Italian level. And then I worked also for a municipality in the Aosta Valley at the foot of Mont Blanc, the Italian side of Mont Blanc. And during these years, I understood the importance of matching sustainability policy, environmental sustainability policy, with the social impact and the social cohesion goals. That's why I started to approach this experience in Torino, which is quite unique, for sure at the European level, but also the international and global level. There are not so many similar experience of huge and wide stakeholder engagement at the local level. What is Torino Social Impact? Torino Social Impact is a territorial platform that was created at the end of 2017, promoted by 12 local actors, public, private, non-profit. They decided to join forces in order to strengthen the local ecosystem and promote the local ecosystem at the international level for the social business and the social economy and the impact finance. What does it mean? It means that they wanted to create and to promote Torino as one of the best places in the world where you can do social innovation, where you can find the best conditions to start a social business or to invest with social impact mechanisms. This means that your business models will put together the financial and economic rewarding of your activities with the social outcome that your business achieve. So the focal point is to have both the social outcome and the business success together in order to improve the local system and the society. In few years, from 12 partners, the first promoters, we reach 300 partners at the territorial level. That means that we are really a great and huge community of entities. We have companies, financial institutions, banks, universities, philanthropy, many companies, Main Street companies, social companies, social cooperatives, but also NGOs, public bodies, whatever. We are a huge community and we work on many programs and initiatives. In particular, we focus a lot on peer learning at the local level. We started many communities of practice in order to share as much as possible knowledge and initiatives, start collaboration and synergies among the partners. We have a master plan with many goals we have to achieve within 2024. And we have many vertical programs. Some of them are somehow groundbreaking, such as the idea of creating a social impact stock exchange. That means to create a market where companies are listed not only on the basis of their financial value, but also on the basis of their social impact value. This is an idea conceived in order to, of course, facilitate access to capital for social enterprises, but also to increase the exit opportunities for investors. We have a program on social procurement, both in the private and in the public sector. We have programs on the utilization, the usage of data within the social entrepreneurship, because we well know that data analysis is very open and exploited in the mainstream business, but not so much in the social sectors. And this is not a good a good point for the improvement of the capacity of these kind of enterprises to reach their social goals. So the idea is to increase data-driven social business models and also the use of data from the social enterprises. We are also a collective brand. That's very important, and it's quite an interesting experiment in terms of territorial marketing, since we created a network of communicators among the 300 partners, and all together we shape communication and promotional initiative, exploiting the large network and multiple networks that we can activate, because each partner can put at disposal of the ecosystem their contacts and relations, so we can really mobilize a lot of visibility opportunities for all the ecosystem. An important key of our success is the light governance that we decided to put in place. In order to be part of this territorial platform, this territorial alliance, the local, or not local, because we have also some national or regional partners, they just have to subscribe to an MOU, to a memorandum of understanding, with which they commit their organization to participate, share their knowledge, share their experiences, and to support some specific projects. They don't have to pay any financial fee, so it's quite easy to enter the platform and become a member. We have regular meetings of the communities of practice, and twice a year we have an assembly where all the results and proceedings follow-up are outlined, and we also think and plan the future activities of the following months. So in brief, this is Torino Social Impact, and we know at the European level there are some similar experiences, but the huge number of participants is really unique in the scenario of local stakeholder engagement initiatives.
So my first question for you is that you've shared this journey of your various roles in public sector in the municipalities in Torino and Milan. How have these experiences shaped your approach to international and government relations?
Well, I was for all my career, I was in charge of I will call horizontal roles, because at the beginning I was in the mayor's office, and then I led the international relations and promotion departments. And at the region, again, I was in a horizontal role, because I was the director of the cabinet of the president of the Piedmont region. So this multidisciplinary roles allowed me to have a very open view and capacity to put in place a vision which is very inclusive, since I was used from the beginning to think about all the stakeholders that can be part of a project. So this, I think, is my key capacity that I started to develop from the beginning of my career. I've also to add that I was lucky to work in these positions during key moment of the development process, both of Milan and Turin, because in Turin, in Torino, when I was the director of the international relations, we had the Winter Olympics of 2006. So it was really a period of acceleration of all the investments and projects, initiative, international outreach. In Milan, we had the Expo 2015, which was dedicated to sustainable food systems. So again, it was a really exciting and dynamic period for the city. All the local actors wanted to play a role for this important international event, but also they were all focused on the topic of sustainable food system, and that helped to improve the capacity of the city to be active and proactive on a very challenging topic of nowadays.
So, what were the key challenges and successes in leading the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact during the Expo in 2015? And how did this project contribute to social impact and sustainability?
All right. Well, the challenge was to be very effective in a few months, because we decided to launch this pact among mayors 18 months before the launch of the pact that we had in mind in our calendar. So we wanted to be, first of all, very concrete, but we also wanted to have a very solid scientific framework for the urban food policies. So in few months, we had to create an advisory board, an international advisory board, able to advise our process to define the pact. The pact was composed by a commitment sections, a commitment section, and a set of actions to be deployed in each cities.
Right.
So this process was quite challenging because we wanted to have a really solid and applicable and feasible pact with a monitoring framework also attached. On the other side, we had to involve at least 100 mayors. So it was very hard, but we reached 100 mayors that signed the pact on the October 2015. And but to sign the pact, it was mandatory to have city council approval. So we started also the political process in each local level for making this project real and concrete within the city. Now we are in 2024, so we are quite nearly 10 years from the signing of the pact, and the signing cities are nearly 300, if I don't or 250. Really a huge number. There are the network is very active, so all the city officials then mayors that want to learn from another city how to put in place in their region. So we have the African network, we have the Asian network, we have the European network. So in their region with similar projects and problems and issues, they can learn from each other and put in place their food policy.
Okay.
In some regions, you have more food safety and security issues. In other regions, you have the problem of access to food for the poor, which are living behind the rich. So we have many topics. And I would like to mention another challenge that we had from the beginning. Of course, to be the food system to be sustainable, for example, should focus on a less inclusion in the diets of the meat, because we know that meat production is not sustainable at all.
Yes.
On the other side, in the developing countries, the increasing of eating meat is really an achievement in their cultural mindset. So there are many controversial topics that you have to face when food policies are concerned.
So, in your role as an advisor, how do you integrate social impact considerations into territorial programs?
Yes, well, I have one of the advisors of Torino Social Impact, and I focus mainly on trying to involve all the local actors in our project in integrated social goals in their activities. So how we do that with communities of practice, peer learning meetings, sharing knowledge, sharing governance, etc. So the sharing of knowledge and initiatives is the key tool that we use, and I use to integrate social impact. To give you an example, for example, now we are working with the Industrial Association, which is the association of industrial companies, to integrate social procurement as much as possible in the purchasing process of the companies. They don't have any idea of social procurement. Maybe they do that already. Some of them, by chance, they have suppliers that are also social enterprises, for example, for cleaning or for the canteen for their employees, for example. But this is something that is really not acknowledged, and they are not aware about this tool. So what we do is a lot of training, meetings, and then B2B matchmaking, try to start a process and then contaminate as much as possible also the other companies.
Now, immigration, refugees, immigrants coming in from Africa, a lot of European countries are affected with immigrants that have come in with the boats, the war in Ukraine. How is your region affected? And how do you ensure that diversity and inclusion is integrated in your work in public administration and city policy?
Yes, of course, also the Turin area is involved in the managing of the effect of immigration. Of course, we are not dealing with the national policies. We don't have a role in that. But we have immigrants, people, human beings coming to our territory, of course, as in the other territories. So the city, the municipality of Torino has quite a long history of integration policies. So there are many spread within the urban fabric places where and desks where immigrants can find information, find opportunities. So there are many practical, of course, many practical and concrete initiatives. There are initiatives in the schools to boost integration, and in all the urban regeneration projects, the migration item is always included, and it is in some districts is leading the development of the urban regeneration projects. But of course, that's not enough, since there are some districts where immigrants concentrate, and that doesn't help integration. So the goal is to try to have a more spread and homogeneous areas where immigrants find their life developing. Of course, there are also some, still that's not enough, because many of them are not trained, so they are not able to do all kind of works, and it's not easy. And there are also many initiatives dedicated to migrant women.
Okay, that's good. So how has your interest in new media and your book on history of human-computer interaction influenced your approach to public service projects and social impact initiatives?
I have to say that this background, I really spent many years at the end of the 90s on these topics, and I am also quite proud to have deepened and also written this book on the future of the user, because many of the things that were not in place at the time, now they are really something that we deal with. For example, the wearable computers, the mobile computers, what that we actually call smartphones, but I called at the time a mobile computer. And I have to say that I don't see really a connection with the social impact. I don't know. It's an interesting question, because I have never asked myself if this part of the interaction, human-computer interaction, has influenced my my work on social impact. Maybe yes, I had to. What for sure, since I work a lot on communication, because I advise also on how to communicate sustainability, how to communicate social impact in an effective way, how to not be rhetoric, for example, when you speak about social impact. But this is for sure something that come from my communication and media background, because of course I've been studying digital media from the beginning of their from the beginning, so I know a lot about that, even if now I'm not always on the social networks, because this is, I mean, I see that young generation, they have an approach with the social networks that I don't have, but I have tools to understand the process.
And the technology is evolving so fast. So, based
Yeah.
on your extensive experience, this is my last question. What future trends do you anticipate in the field of territorial marketing, tourism, and social impact projects?
Yeah, you are right. The technology is changing very fast, and now we are all speaking about the AI, of course,
Yes.
and we are seeing the first, really the first um, potential that this technology can, and also potential and challenging, and this technology can put in place.
Yes.
I am asking myself, we are asking ourselves also within our platform, which are the professions and jobs that will be still there in 10, 15 years? Because there
Yes.
are so many jobs that maybe will be overcome by the AI, really a lot of
Yes.
them. But there are some that they should not, will never be overcome. For example, the entrepreneur. So the entrepreneur will be always there, but
Yes.
we have to have the perfect clues to understand what the market needs.
Yeah.
So the point is to focus on, because it's very fast. So we have to
Yeah.
think fast and see and invest on. And also, this is a challenge for the younger people, because
Yes.
now they are studying. They study 4 years at the university, something that maybe will be
Redundant.
over in 10 years.
Yes.
So this
Oh,
is a challenge. Education must be fast in anticipating what is going to be.
yes. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for this interview. You have brought so many amazing insights for the world of social impact in Italy, and particular in your region. I really thank you for taking the time to coming online and sharing with us today.
Thank you very much. It was really a pleasure to talk, and have a good evening.
Thank you to everybody who's tuned in today. The Diversity Connector is bringing you voices, stories from all over the world, sharing our experiences on so many different levels. Today, the focus was on social impact. So do come back again tomorrow when I interview yet another amazing guest. In the meantime, have a fantastic day, morning, or evening, wherever you are in the world, and bye for now. Thank you again. And that's a wrap, everybody, on today's episode of the Diversity Connector podcast. Thank you for tuning in and being part of our vibrant and global conversation. I'm your host, Gertrude Mache, and it's been an honor to share this space with you, where voices from all walks of life come together to weave a tapestry of diverse perspectives. Remember, every story you've heard today is a thread in the larger fabric of our shared humanity. So, as you step back into your world, carry these stories with you and let them inspire you to embrace and celebrate the rich diversity around us. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast to help us share these inspiring stories with more listeners. Do follow us on social media by looking for the Diversity Connector podcast for more updates. Until then, keep connecting, keep listening, and keep celebrating the beauty of diversity. This is the Diversity Connector podcast signing off. Stay curious, stay open, and definitely stay